And cheers, everybody, and welcome.
Cheers.
This is our Trader Joe's Red Wine Show, and we love doing shows like this because and we've done it for Costco wines. You get a chance to try a lot of different things. We're going to be doing this for the whole show here, so if you get a chance, you want to hit pause, go to Trader Joe's and pick up some of the stuff that we have here, and you can enjoy it as well with us. But Trader Joe's has been a place that I know I've been going to for 15, 20 years, and I know you have too.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I was going to Trader Joe's when there was like one Trader Joe's in all of Southern California. I love Trader Joe's, and here's what I love about it, and this is what I've always loved about it, and they've stayed absolutely true to this. For a very affordable cost, you can get amazing stuff, gourmet stuff, and healthy stuff.
Absolutely. Well, let's dive into the first Trader Joe's wine. This is a Pinot Noir, and it is a Petit Reserve.
Smells so good.
Which we are told by the folks at Trader Joe's is that it is it's a small batch. So you may not get this. There may not be a lot around, but it's definitely a Pinot Noir, and
It's very much a Carnero's Pinot Noir, so it's not one of those Pinot Noirs that is a little bit like a Merlot, very fruity and heavy. This is a true Pinot. It's got that bite of a Pinot quality where you can just tell the grapes were grown well and the Pinot was made well. And so this Pinot, actually on the bottle, it says aromas of wild strawberry, mushroom, and exotic spices. I don't know if I get the strawberry as much, but I definitely get the mushroom.
I do too, yeah.
And, you know, the spices, yes. So all of that is just true of a Pinot. And what we've done here is we've kind of put together some apps that we figured would go well with these red wines that we're going to be doing. And I think for this Pinot, I'm going to go for the Brie with mushrooms. We've got this one over here. It's Brie with mushrooms. It is a triple cream Brie with wild mushrooms. And the wild mushrooms that they've got in there are porcini and chanterelles. And so we thought this would go incredibly well with this Pinot. Or, well, I did anyways. You will see what you think in a minute. I might have tried to steal your line there, but...
Okay. So this is the Brie.
Sorry.
Now you're throwing things around.
It's so good. I couldn't even hold on to it. Oh my God, that's delicious. No, I'll just eat it. It was a 3-second roll. It's fine.
You know, you have bare feet on this floor before.
Yeah, my feet are clean, so it's good. I think I love it.
Oh, that's good. It kind of makes it creamier.
Yeah.
Actually, they make each other creamier. All right, let's try one of the pizzas. I'm going to try this one here, and I can't remember which one this was.
Well, that is the gluten-free pizza.
This is the gluten-free one too. Okay.
I brought the box, so we would know exactly what to tell you.
She's a box collector.
Gluten-free, because you're obsessed with gluten-free right now. Cheese pizza, and it's got a cauliflower and chickpea flour crust. And I'm a big fan of chickpeas, so if I'm doing gluten-free, I'm all about the chickpeas, because I think they make great pasta, crust, everything. And then it's got whole milk mozzarella and tangy tomato, fragrant herbs, and provolone. So,
This goes
it
perfectly
good?
with the Pinot Noir. Almost everything here, I think, would go well with this. And I'm actually pleasantly surprised by this Pinot Noir that I think it could stand up on its own. If you just wanted to drink a Pinot Noir, have a sip maybe early evening or before dinner, this works really well.
I'll be great.
But with this food, oh my God, this is spectacular.
Yeah, no, it goes so well with this. I really love it. It's absolutely worth it because it's an inexpensive wine by any stretch, and you can definitely get this in your budget and have a little French bistro night.
Shall we move on to the next wine?
Yes, let's move on to the next one, because otherwise I'll sit here all day and just drink Pinot and eat pizza.
And welcome back, everybody. We are doing our Trader Joe's Red Wine Show, and so we did the Pinot Noir in the first block, and now we've got the Zinfandel. But this is a grower's reserve. Talk about that, because that's actually pretty important for Trader Joe's.
Yeah, no, it really is. And it's one of those things that I think, as we were mentioning before, Trader Joe's did something very well and very special. And Growers Reserve is actually an organic wine, but it's not just organic, it's actually vegan. So there's a difference, because you can grow organic grapes and then you can grow organic grapes that are vegan as well. So this incorporates both. So some grapes are actually grown where there are things that vegans can't have. And so in this case, this line of wine that Trader Joe's is doing, there's Growers Reserves, there's Chardonnays, there's Pinots, there's Zins, there's Cabs, there's Sauvignon Blancs. They have a whole line now where you can actually get organic grapes, and they're vegan as well. So if you have vegan friends or you're vegan yourself, this is the way to go. And it's good. It's really good stuff.
You know, the taste of it is, and I want to say, because it's
I haven't tasted this one
organic,
yet, but I can smell the Zin already.
and I don't know if it's in my head, but just because of the organic, there is a difference. It is so good. It is so rich, and it is, and just so you understand my biases, because you were the one that pointed this out to me. If I'm going to drink a red, certainly I love the Pinot Noirs, it's going to be a Zinfandel. And I've got kind of that berry, fruity palate. And so with this, I mean, I automatically just am drawn to this. But this just seems smoother.
It's very smooth.
And it was just, I don't know if it's a fresher taste. I can't really
It's
articulate
very
it.
jammy. Like, that's the one word that jumped into my head straight away.
Yes.
Jammy. I mean, it's got such fruit-forward flavors that you really want in a Zinfandel, and that part of it I'm like adoring, because it's so, you can smell it in the front, and here now I really do get strawberries in this. As well as a whole bunch of like black fruit and cherries and berries. I mean, it smells delicious. And then when you drink it, it's got like this hit of like light fruity jamminess that comes after at the end.
As much as I love a cab with a steak, this would go incredibly with a great fillet.
Oh, absolutely.
Or even a great ribeye.
Oh, yeah.
It would
You know
stand
what?
up
I would
to
have
it
this
really
with a
nicely.
roast chicken too. I think a roast chicken with this, because it's hearty.
Try some of the salami here.
Oh,
this
and
is
here again, another thing that we have to say.
The woman with the package, yes.
Yes. And this is just because you have to understand this. This is where Trader Joe's does really good tasting stuff, but it's healthy too. So this is uncured salami, and that means it's free of nitrates and nitrites. So if you are watching your diet or you're health conscious in any way, you know nitrates, they're not good for you. We try to avoid them. So when you find something like this, a salami that is made and it's not cured with anything like that, but how's the flavor on that?
It's phenomenal.
Yeah,
It's phenomenal
it's
with
you know
Yeah.
it's
really
one
good.
of those things that they've done really well. They've just sourced, and Trader Joe's is, like, to me, in many ways, the first. Thank you. The first, like, Airbnb of food, because they didn't do it in a
good
digital
call.
way,
Good
but
call.
they kind of outsourced all of these amazing food suppliers and
Mm-hmm.
food sources of all these great products, and they just brought them all together into one place where now you can go and shop and have this great experience. That's the other thing I love about Trader Joe's. Everybody is so friendly there. It's really this great community vibe. Okay, so that is English farmhouse cheddar with sweet caramelized onions, and I think that's just delightful. I mean,
you can really taste the onions in there.
Yeah.
And you can taste that they're caramelized. That is, that's superb.
you know what? It's like tangy, and then you have that sweetness from the caramelized onions. And you could just like drink it in.
I love truffles in cheese. I think I like that better.
Well, they're both delicious,
Yeah.
but that's like caramelized onions and anything. You can't go wrong with that. But the fact that they put it in the cheese, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
And of all the things, they picked a farmhouse English cheddar. Who would have thought of that?
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
So the Zinfandel to me is a must buy, and like you're saying, it's under $10, right?
Yeah, price point, again, perfect. And it's Growers Reserve. So remember, it's organic. So whether you're a vegan or not, you've got organic grapes, which is always a good thing. And because it's organic, there's less tannins. I think that's another thing. So especially for people who have
Headaches.
allergies, headaches, things like that, it's another. But beyond all that, this just tastes great. It really does. And this is one that I think is going to be there all the time. So you should be able to find it. I think it's a standard at all Trader Joe's at all the times.
All right, let's move into the next one. We're going to get a Petit Verdot.
Petit Verdot. Yum.
Stick around. And welcome back. We are doing our Trader Joe's Red Wine Show, and this is our third segment. And this one's a Petit Verdot. Now, as many of you know, she's the expert on the snob. So you've got to school me on what a Petit Verdot is.
Okay. So, a Petit Verdot is a very old world grape. In fact, some people think it came in Bordeaux before the Cabernet grape.
Wow.
So that's how old it is. So it's very cab similar. Like when you smell it, you'll think it's a cab. So it's a very close because it's a Bordeaux grape. So if you're familiar with Bordeaux wines, this is used in Bordeaux a lot because Bordeaux's are always blends. Obviously cab heavy, but Petit Verdot is one of those grapes that they use in there to also flavor and give different balance and dynamic to the wine and different layers. And this, I think, has become more of a varietal in more modern years. So in the New World times, they've actually grown Petit Verdot in Australia, in South America, in the US, as well as, of course, France. But it's become, as far as a New World grape, it's a single varietal. So it becomes more like where you're buying a Petit Verdot as opposed to just a Bordeaux.
So are we getting more into where we're going to start seeing more Petit Verdots? Because I haven't
think
seen
we
a lot of it.
could. Well, I think it's just about education, because the more you see it out there and the more you understand it, the more you're going to start to realize it'll come into your world. It'll just start being there. And the fact that Trader Joe's has it as a single varietal is a great. It's a great educational piece alone, just so that you get it, so you can just try it and see, okay, here's what a Petit Verdot grape tastes like, as opposed to like a Petit Syrah or a Cab or a Zin. You know, it's kind of like, what is that grape particular flavor? It's also got like this great depth of flavor. Like when you're drinking it, it's like just amazing black fruit and currants. Like that's what I get from it. Yeah. I mean, it's smooth, but it's very delightful.
If you're not paying attention, you're going to miss it. But when you pay attention, you kind of go, oh, okay, I get it now. Yeah, and it's nice.
It's deep and dark, but it's got a lot of fruitiness too. So it's got a fruitiness, which I think is also what is, you know, part of a Bordeaux blend that just creates that amazing Bordeaux, which is, you know, really an art all unto itself. But I love this because it's almost like it reminds me a little bit of a Petit Syrah. Everybody thinks Petit Syrah is a Syrah grape, and it's not. It's a completely different grape. But a Petit Syrah is very much like this. It's dark, it's deep, it's got fruitiness to it. And those grapes are both great blending grapes. But personally, I love drinking them as single varietals on their own. I think they're delicious. What's that one?
That is this one over here. You've got to tell us what that is.
Oh, it's Asiago with rosemary.
I got to tell you, the Asiago is fabulous.
Of course, you've had half of it already. So.
No, I haven't. You can take a look at the video. You can tell I have not had half of it already.
But this is an old standby. We always get this cheese. If I'm in Trader Joe's, I'm always getting this cheese because every single person I know loves this cheese.
That's fabulous. That's fabulous with the Petit Verdot. All right, so here's the one cheese that we have not.
Italian truffle cheese.
This is the truffles.
That's another go-to cheese that I've been doing
you get to
for
eat this
years.
First because you complain
at Trader
so
Joe's.
much.
I was merely stating facts. I was not complaining. I do not complain. No.
I love the truffles. But you do see the difference, though, with the...
Oh, yeah. Well, this is truffle heavy, but again, this cheese I've served to a ton of people, and you would be surprised. It's almost like a fontina cheese,
Yeah.
which, you know, is so, like, sweet and beautiful and soft and well-rounded. Goes with everything. Everybody loves it. And then they added truffles. And that's kind of what that Italian truffle cheese is at Trader Joe's. But I've served this many years to many people, and even people who didn't like truffles, and they fell in love with it. And then ever after, it's expected.
Well, the Petit Verdot from Trader Joe's,
It's a big hit. Again,
Recommend it.
great price point.
go for it.
Go check it out. Try something different for a change, especially if you love Bordeaux's, or even if you're a cab lover, you would love this. It's delicious.
And when we come back, we're going to hit a cab. Or take a cab. Either way.
No, drink a cab.
And welcome back. We are doing our Trader Joe's red wine show, and we've done 3 already. And now we do a cab.
This cab, it's again another Petit Reserve, right, from Trader Joe's.
Yep.
And you found out Petit Reserve is
Small batch.
small batch. And the smell of this so far, I haven't even tasted it, but it smells like a great cab. So it smells like it's going to be full-bodied, rich, peppery, chewy, you know, plum fruit flavors. Is that what it is?
It is, but
Ooh,
it's not big. It's kind of
get
subtle.
some licorice. It's subtle, but there's licorice there.
So it's not
I love the licorice part.
it's not the you don't get the earth in there. You get more
Well,
of the
you know what
fruity
it is?
taste.
There's not a lot of tannins.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Not a lot of tannin. There's not a lot of like kickback from it, which is, you know, good and bad. But I mean, in most people's cases, most people do not like the tannin part. So I think in this case, everybody's going to love this because it is very fruity. It's full bodied, but it's not over the top. Like you said, it's really got a nice subtlety to it. It's very subtle for a cab, but I still think it's going to go good with this pizza, which I still have left from the last segment, because it's cab and pizza just goes good. I'm not good at English too, by the way. Just goes good. Did have a tip from the one of the Trader Joe's staff, which was, they were all amazing, as we mentioned. And she said that if you leave this one pizza that is the gluten-free one with the chickpea and cauliflower crust in the oven a little longer, it makes it a little crispier, it is better. And that's exactly what we did, and it's very delicious. So that was a good tip that she passed on to us that we're passing on to you.
Okay, so now the brie. Nice. I mean, real nice. I mean, you still get the brie. You don't lose the cab.
It's interesting because I would drink it with a steak, but at the same time, it's not your regular tannin cab.
This isn't. This is not a chewy cab.
No, it's not.
Could you do this with a salmon?
Oh yeah, I would.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Definitely with
Yeah.
lamb.
Definitely with lamb.
Yeah.
Yeah, the roast chicken. Again, this would be great with
This
the
would
roast
stand up,
chicken.
yeah, I think it would stand up to a lot of different things. Yeah.
And it's good. And see, that's the thing. Like with Trader Joe's, you get to try a lot of different things, and that's really, if you're learning about wine, or even if you're educated about wine, you get to try different things for a low cost, and that never happens in the wine world usually.
Well,
And-
it really doesn't. And
Yeah.
one of the reasons why Trader Joe's can sometimes do lower cost is that they don't get their wines necessarily out of Napa or Sonoma.
True.
They'll go to
exactly.
places like Santa Maria,
Right.
which are a little cheaper, sometimes hotter, so they grow more grapes, so the supply and demand, you kind of keep your costs down.
Well, and I think actually now that you mention it, this wine is from Paso Robles. So is not known as a Cabernet town. It's more low key. The greatest cabs in the United States come from Napa. I mean, they just do. And so Paso does great Zins. They do great other wines, but I don't think they're known for cabs. Although some great cabs do come out of there. I mean, there's some great wineries there in Paso. You've got to go there and really experience it. But maybe that is why, now that you bring it up, that's possibly why this is a cab with less tannins. Just because of the region that it's grown in, and as we always talk about terroir, that is terroir. So you could have these grapes grown in Paso, you could have them grown in somewhere in Napa, and they're going to be completely different because of the terroir, and that's the soil and the sun and the weather conditions and everything that surrounds that grape growing experience for that grape, and that's what changes the wine. That's why I love it, because it's such an art. I'm not going to cry again. The last time I talked about this, I did cry, but
There's no crying in wine.
Yeah, there is. There's always crying in wine. Lots of crying. But that's why wine is such an art, and that's the beauty of it, is like you could take the same grape and you grow it in a different region. It's completely different. It's just so brilliant and beautiful.
All right, so I'm going to go back to the...
Oh, let me guess. The caramelized onion British cheddar cheese.
This could be the greatest cheese in the world. This is so good.
I think I'd like to try the Italian truffle cheese with this. Do you think you could do you think you could take some time out from your indulging in the cheese and the wine to cut me some cheese?
Here's the thing. We're on television now.
Thank you. Oh, how it smells.
I'll tell you, that is...
I think the Italian truffle cheese go really good with this too.
All right, let's find out.
It does. I think the wine actually overtakes it a little bit. So we'll see what you say. But I think the wine actually overtook the cheese a little bit.
Just a bit. I mean, you still get the truffles in there. But yeah, I think you're right. Wow. No. This has been fabulous. This was a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this as well. If you get a chance, go to Trader Joe's. If there's not one in your area, just go to traderjoes.com. We'll put the site up for you so you can take a look at it. And find one if you're visiting and go there, because it's just, like you said, it's just a lot of fun. It's a good vibe. You get great deals, and you especially get great deals on wine. And it's worth going to.
Oh, yeah. And even if you do go more often, because they have new stuff all the time, new different little delicacies, and they do seasonal stuff, which is another thing that I love. But they also do all these new wines all the time. So these wines that we're having now, some of them are standards all the time, and some of them come in and out. But they've always got something new coming and going, and that's the great thing about it. It's like you never get bored, so you can always find something. And it's just really fun, and it's fun on a budget, and that is the greatest thing about Trader Joe's. It's like fun, gourmet, budget-oriented. The people are fun and friendly, and you'll love it. So let us know your experience. Tweet us at UC Foodie TV. We would love to hear from you and see what you think about your neighborhood Trader Joe's, where it is, what you experience, what you love, your favorite things. Let us know.
And it's time to go because it's getting dark, as you can see, and plus I'm out of wine, so I can't talk anymore. So cheers.
Done for the night.
Cheers. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers. See you next time.